Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Spark Reaction podcast, where we talk about religion, philosophy, spirituality, and more. This video is by Jonathan B., and it's called Socrates is Ugly. And I think it's some commentary on Friedrich Nietzsche, which we'll get into right now.
Why does Socrates like ideas so much? Why does Socrates devalue the material world? Why does Socrates elevate an abstract realm of forms? Nietzsche's answer is that Socrates is ugly. I quote to you Nietzsche. Socrates was a plebe. We can even still see how ugly he was. The anthropologists among criminologists tell us that the typical criminal is ugly. Monster in face, monster in soul. When a foreigner who was an expert on faces came through Athens, he told Socrates to his face that he was a monster, that he was harboring all the bad vices and desires. To which Socrates simply replied, "You know me, sir." What Nietzsche wants to say here is this. If I had the ugliest nose, but the biggest brain in all of Athens, I too would spend all my time thinking. I too would devalue the material world and elevate this world of abstract ideas. I too would rank beautiful bodies as less beautiful than contemplating the idea of beauty. I too.
This is so on point with how people think. If I'm an athlete, of course I'm going to say the human body is the epitome of what a human being should be, right? If I'm a CEO, I might elevate that as well. It's all very self-serving is what he's saying. He's right.
Hey, it's totally right. It goes back to a past video we did where all about your ego.
Yeah.
And we're gonna focus on what I'm very good at.
I try my best to think about myself in different ways. With age, not the most athletic, but I've gotten wisdom. You know, I try to humble myself in certain areas and adjust, and I try to stay away from ranking as much as possible, but it's almost impossible to do, just the world being what it is.
It's not impossible, I find. I don't feel like I do it that often. I think the reason why is I literally just I don't look at the material world that much anymore, or the fake material world, because everybody on Instagram is a perfect model or perfect
Well,
this.
well, that's exactly right. If I'm beautiful, that's a perfect example. If I'm beautiful, I'm going to show that because I think they're elevating that, and they're selling it well.
I don't know, man. If I dress up, I can do.
You kill it.
I can kill with some of these
Should
people.
start an Instagram
Which suggests the philosophy.
or an OnlyFans.
That's how deeply this
Only
runs through
fans makes
Nietzsche,
more money.
that even the shape of Socrates' thought is determined by who he is, his ugliness. And that's why, again, the ad hominem isn't just valid, it's necessary for us to properly understand the thought. So I quote you Nietzsche. Every great philosophy so far has been the personal confession of its author in a kind of involuntary and unconscious memoir. In short, that the moral or immoral intentions in every philosophy constitute the true living seed from which the whole plant has always grown. In fact, to explain how the strangest metaphysical claims of a philosopher really come about, it is always good and wise to begin by asking, at what morality does he aim? What Nietzsche is saying here is that it is our interests, it is our psychology, it is things like resentment that affects philosophy, that determines our philosophical worldview. This, I think, is one of the most important insights of this book, because the implication is ad hominem arguments, where you criticize not the thought, but the thinker, or at the very least, you look at the thinker for how the thought was formed, is not only valid, but it's necessary. They're necessary, again, because we don't reason from first principles, because we don't start from empiricism, but because our ideas are helplessly shaped by our interests, by our psychology.
He's pretty good.
I will say that he's 100% right with it's about what you built up over time.
Yeah.
Your personal, not so much the philosophy is what comes after you have emotions. You might be jaded by something. That philosophy's got to have a jaded commentary to it.
It shapes that philosophy. I've never heard one philosopher call another philosopher ugly. Like it's usually a critique on their ideas, but he's saying no, his ugliness is what shaped Socrates, which is, look, that's a new thought for me.
It is.
All right, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment videos that you would like us to see. Till the next time.